I'm going to show you step by step on how to get a 12k web design client. I'll go through everything from where it begins to where it ends, and I'll show you all the steps in between to make sure that you land those kind of clients and scale your agency. So I'll talk about what kind of services we sell as well. At TXS, we're a web design agency, but we also do SEO and social media management. So when we present that to clients, we have a proposal ready. So here you can see a copy of our proposal. I've got rid of the prices, but here's a rough overview of what you could do yourself. And we design this all in Canva, so it's all free. You can do it yourself as well. At the start, we briefly talk about what we do, how we do it, and why we do it. Just a quick copy, so it's not just straight about into prices. Then when we move on, we talk about our main services. So here's our website design. We're able to showcase what we actually do, explain a little bit, and then here is our quote for the website. Then we move on onto other services, branding. So we have our logo design, our graphic design. Again, a little explanation of what we can do, and then another quote. Moving on to SEO, we explain again. We do the same thing. Don't overcomplicate everything. Keep it simple. Provide the price, and it's easy for the client to understand. And lastly, our social media. Again, brief explanation, easy to understand, and they can move on. After they've seen all the prices, they can move down to the timeline, see a rough guide of how long it will take to complete everything, and then they'll be able to understand what you do as a company, how much you charge for your services, and how you can actually help them. This matches very well with a contract. You can place the proposal and contract together. They can see how much the services are, how long it will take, and then at the bottom they can sign the legal terms as always, and then you can move forward with actually designing your website. I'll also show you some of the websites that we've done. So here is a website we designed for one of our clients, and as you can see, we've added everything that we've needed to add and exactly what the client wanted to have. So here we have his services listed. Here we have a testimonial that highlights his services. Then when you scroll down, you can see his past projects that we've done. We've included everything that we need to include, frequently asked questions, a footer. When we head over to the projects page, we can see all the work the client has done to increase the trust and credibility of the company. And last of all, I think the main part of the website that is key is the contact form. They're able to contact the company after seeing all the work that's been created. They will have gone through all the website, read the About Us page, the projects page, and thought it would be a great investment to work with this company. So the big question is how do we start with all these clients? We start out small as always with every business, and then you expand. We started out with our network. We are very niche specific, and it happened to be that many people that I knew were in the construction industry. I just reached out to many people and said, I've started a web design agency. Do you know anyone who needs my services? And that's how I worked around getting our first client. I knew someone was in the construction industry, but I went around them and said, do you know anyone else who needs one? I didn't really target them because that puts pressure on them. As soon as I asked if they knew someone, they referred to themselves and said, I need a website. And that is how it all started. I didn't sell to them. I asked them for a favor, but it turned out they needed the service themselves. So it worked out for all of us. And I've mentioned this in previous videos as well. Pick a niche that you want to decide. Go look at that after you've watched this video, and it will help you decide what niche you want to enter in when you start your agency. So after I sat down with that initial client, he said he didn't want an expensive website, and we said we don't want to charge you that much because we're starting out. We want to build our portfolio. We started cheap and then we expanded. So again, it worked out for all of us because we were able to provide a cheap service, exactly what the client wanted, and we got something on our website for ourselves. We managed to get a case study from our first client, and we didn't earn any profit from that. We specifically charged him what it cost us so that we can build up our portfolio and be able to showcase it to other people when we next speak to them. I'm sure everyone's seen Alex Hormozy, but your first 5 clients, you shouldn't be trying to get as much profit as possible. You're trying to build up your brand. You're trying to build up your company. Once you have 5 clients, then you build your way up. So then you charge 80% of what the actual price you want for the next 5 clients. Then once you move on to those 5 clients, the next 5 will be 60%. And then you work your way up till you get to that 0% where you're actually charging the price that you want. And then you can go beyond that after, because then you have such a good portfolio and case study to show for of the great work that you're able to do. People won't be able to say no to you because you have such a good track record. So when you've started with those 5 clients, how do you find your next 5 clients? Referrals is one way. With your existing clients, ask them if there's anyone else that needs your services. Set up a referral scheme. There is a bigger incentive for them to sign up to your referral scheme and get people coming to your business instead of you begging them for nothing in return. Then again, you can ask your network for further help. There is always cold outreach as well, where you need to develop a massive lead list. You can have a cold call, cold DM, cold email, the list goes on. Or you could do what we're starting to do and create a sales funnel. You nurture your leads, you present one ad to your target audience, and you help them go through the process of discovering the problem themselves, and then you're there to provide the solution for them. Again, I've made a video before of how to find clients, so check that out after, because it will really help on strategies that will suit you, because I talk about everything. It's not just tailored to one person. Some people don't like cold calling, so there's other strategies in there to help you outreach. And as I mentioned a sec ago, know your target audience. This means doing research, not just 10 minutes and saying, oh, what does this person like? It's no, actually delving deep, searching up what questions people want, see what kind of problems they have, what kind of solution will you actually be providing. When you do all of this market research, you'll be able to pinpoint the right audience you want to target. You'll save a lot of money, because if you just release an ad to get it to everyone, you're not going to be hitting the right people. Imagine you have 3 oranges and there's 10,000 people behind you, and you know 3 people people want oranges out of those 10,000, but you're throwing them blindly. If you throw an orange blindly, it's not going to hit the right person, and you're going to be wasting your money that way. But if you can narrow down and see, okay, there's in this area that my target audience is in this area, let me aim my oranges that way, and then one guy will catch it. When one guy catches it and comes to you, you ask them even a more precise location of saying, where are you in the crowd? Okay, and then you throw more oranges in that area, and you're able to target your audience in that way. I know it's a crazy analogy, but it seems to work in my head. Just always do your market research. It will benefit you in the long run. I can guarantee it. Okay, so now you know where your clients are. How do you approach them? Well, you need to set up your social media profiles for sure. Everyone nowadays, if you call them, if you email them, they can see your name and they can search you up on Facebook, Instagram, wherever. And if they can see that there's a messy social media or there's no social media, there's no social proof. They need to see what kind of person you are so they know who they would be working with. So if you got a clean Instagram, for example, of you working, of you being a proper businessman, you become reliable straight away. So then, as we said, the different methods of outreach there are, you're able to showcase your case studies as well once you have them. That is more social proof, and that is building on the trust and reducing the skepticism that the people may have. And then when you put those two together, you're able to just outreach, DM them, and just send them quick messages, and you go through 100 a day. You need to go through 100 a day, and at least one will message back. And like I said, go with the tactic of, do you know anyone? Because you're not putting pressure on them to buy from you straight away. You're going around them, and then they might say, I need it myself. It's a sneaky little tactic, but it definitely works. Okay, so then you get one client that says, I want your services. What's next? You say, all we need to do is just hop on a call. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not trying to give you a price. Let's just hop on a call. I'll explain anything, and then we can see if we can work together. Again, there's no pressure on them to buy from you straight away. You're just easing them in. You're just nurturing the lead. And that's what you need to highlight in the DM. Just say, I just want to hop on a 10-minute call. I'll explain everything. If anything, you can just end the call and we can leave it there, or we can move forward. You're not trying to sell in the DM because everyone just so used to selling, they're not going to be interested. If you just say, I offer websites for 1,000, they know nothing about you. You need the chance of the call to explain everything that you do, show off your case studies, and then you can start selling. On the call as well, you can prepare to talk about their competitors. So for us, we can talk about other construction companies and say, this is what they do well in their website. You need to do this as well, because otherwise you're going to be falling behind. Again, that's another pain point that you're highlighting. You want to really emphasize that, and then at the end of the call, here's a solution. I can create everything that we just spoke about for you. On the call as well, give them a free resource. Thank them for their time. Thanks for joining for this 10-minute call. Here's a free template you can use for your social media. Oh, thank you. Again, you're giving without receiving, so you're not asking for anything in return, but the client feels more comfortable talking to you and actually trusting your services. And then once you've gone through all the pain points, all the solutions, that's when you can present the price, and then that's when sales mode goes on, and you can negotiate a better price, see what is the best option, and then you go from there. Client has signed on, and now you need to actually design the website. This is where a website design blueprint is key. You don't want to be designing a new website blueprint every single time you get a new client, because that's going to take up way too much of your time. Set up a blueprint, so a rough framework of things that you can adjust quickly according to the client's needs, and then you're able to start the design according to that blueprint. So we outsource, so once we have a blueprint, we're able to adjust different sections, take out sections that the client doesn't want, and we're able to send off that blueprint, and the designer can start working on it straight away. Instead of us creating a whole new design framework that the designer has to follow, we've got templates ready to say, use this one, start the design, here are the company colors, here's the logo, here's what the client wants specifically in this area, here's what they don't want, and we can start the design process straight away. We save a minimum of a week with each client because we have that blueprint ready. Like I said, it just repeats the same process, and it just speeds it up every single time, especially if you work with the same designer, because they know your expectations and they won't make the same mistakes as they might do in the future, because you still do need to test out freelancers at the beginning. So once you put all of that together, that's when you get your 12K web design client. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll answer them. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see next week. So as always, like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got something from this video, and I'll see you next week.